What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the conclusion of my best of 3 set versus Dawg. This is for the World Cup, and this is the last game of World Cup that you're going to be seeing on the channel for a while. So take a good look at this overlay, guys. The US East Gavin Michaels unfortunately will not be moving on, but it was still a phenomenal experience. I really enjoyed working with the team. I got to meet a lot and interact with a lot of really cool people, and it's overall been a great experience. So I encourage you to still follow World Cup. A lot of the games are played on Showdown, so it's super accessible to access. A lot of the info is on Nugget Bridge. So go check out World Cup. Root for the other teams. Root for the other teams that are going to be moving on. I personally will be rooting for Germany, as Marcus is captain of that team as far as I'm aware, unless he's not captain. But I'm 90% sure he's captain. Actually, I'm 100% sure he's captain. I'm sorry, Marcus. I knew. It's late, okay? Cut me a break. But yes, if you haven't watched Games 1 and Game 2 of the set, I really recommend it. They were good games, to be sure. Unfortunately, the last game didn't go quite as well as I would have liked, but we got a lot of really important information. Number one, we didn't learn anything about rabbits, but we did learn that my Hitmontop is slower than Luke's Dawg, which is pretty important, and that we learned that his Smeargle at +2 speed did not outspeed my Raichu. So that means that my Hitmontop is going to be guaranteed outspeeding in. So last game, the problem we had was dealing with that Smeargle. So I'm tempted to go Hitmontop Kyogre lead with Raichu, Rayquaza, and back. I could bring Bronzong, but the problem is that, so Bronzong's really good versus Mence, Smeargle, and it can help with Groudon, but in order to bring Bronzong, I'll need to leave... Actually, that might work. Wait, let's think about that. Because I could actually leave Rayquaza... but if I do that... Because I could leave Rayquaza on the bench. Rayquaza's actually not that useful here, and Bronzong kind of does the job better. But the real problem is that I don't have any reliable ways of hitting this Dialga. That's kind of like the fundamental problem here that we're dealing with. So, I'm kind of tempted to just go, I think Kyogre wants to come up front for sure. Hitmontop is also pretty good. I actually really like Raichu to help stall the Trick Room, so I guess I am going to bring Rayquaza here as the last Pokemon, and my reasoning for that is that Hitmontop, Kyogre, and Raichu don't really... Hitmontop and Raichu don't really afford a lot of offensive pressure, so if you bring Bronzong as the 4th Pokemon, Gyro Ball's not going to do anything to, 4 Pokemon here. It's not really going to do anything to Smeargle either. It can only really hit Mence, so he's going to intimidate you anyways, so... my idea with leading Hitmontop is that it gives me better options versus Smeargle. It allows me to feint turn 1, or have the threat of feint, which I think is also pretty important. Unfortunately, I didn't learn the Smeargle's item because of the way he played it. I'm gonna assume it's Focus or Mental Herb and not Focus Sash. And he does go for Dialga Smeargle turn 1, so that's super interesting. And we actually have a lot of really good information here. But I don't know if I want to risk the game on him. I'm not sure if I want to risk the game on him being, not Sash, right? Because I could go Fake Out into Smeargle and Water Spout, but if he goes Protect Trick Room, it just gets a little messy, you know? Let's think. I think it's actually a safe way to do this. Because what I don't want to happen is have him go straight into that Groudon. So I'm kind of tempted to go... I think Water Spout is my ideal play here. I don't see any reason to use a different move. And the real question is, do I go switch to Raichu, or do I Fake Out? Because I could also go Feint. I think that's also an option. I'm trying to think of a way where I can limit his damage. Because the thing is, Dialga, if I have Raichu on the field, Dialga doesn't really have that much damage output, and eventually I'm going to wake up, you know? And so I'm trying to think if there's a way I can capitalize that while still, not letting him put me to sleep, needlessly. I think the threat of Feint is actually kind of hurting me here, because I kind of want him to protect. It depends if he's Sash or not. Because, okay, here's the thing. If I go Fake Out Water Spout into Dialga... What if I go Fake Out Water Spout into Smeargle? I'm going to do that. That's Groudon. Oh, I'm so much in trouble. I'm super in trouble. Yeah, I was afraid of that, but I just didn't play well enough to cover for it, which is unfortunate. But you can't win them all, and I definitely didn't win this one. So, Groudon does come in here, and that's a great turn for Luke. He's got Groudon Dialga in position. He's got Smeargle in the back. He probably has Mence as the last mon. I really just need to slow down his firepower here. And yeah, he doesn't protect that Dialga, so an excellent turn from him. I definitely could have gone Fake Out Water Spout into Dialga. I think that might have been safer, but I didn't do it, unfortunately. So he goes for Dragon Pulse into Hitmontop, actually. So Hitmontop's getting out of there. He says, I've had enough of these games. I no longer want anything to do with you people. I've really had enough. And so he's getting out. And so I'm going to go into Rayquaza here, for sure. That did a lot of damage. Wait, how much damage did that do to my Hitmontop? That did so much. Did you see that? Oh, that's super unfortunate. That's a 2-hit KO. That changes things a lot, actually. So I have a couple options here. I can go Water Spout and Swords Dance. I think that's a super solid move. I can go Ice Beam into Dialga. I kind of like Water Spout Swords Dance, honestly. But I could also switch in a Fake Out Pokemon. What I could also do is go Ice Beam Switch. And try and catch the Ments. Right, because that's kind of what he wants. I think what he does is he goes Groudon into Ments and Dragon Pulse into my Rayquaza. This is pretty risky because it's just not a safe play at all. It's like genuinely a hard read, but I think I'm going to go for it anyway. There's a lot of ways that this could go wrong, honestly. Like, a lot of ways. I can't believe that. I had so many safe plays, and I just blew it all. That went literally the worst possible. I think I threw this game away on that turn. That's super unfortunate. I could have just gone Water Spout Swords Dance. That did so much damage. Oh my god. I think this game is actually pretty close to over. I don't think I can do anything at this point. Trick Room. Ah, oh, dang. Yeah, that's super unfortunate. I can't really do anything to stop that. Because Water Spout Swords Dance would have been so nice, but it didn't work. It would have worked. That's unfortunate. That's super unfortunate. I'm trying to think. Without my Fake Out core, I'm not going to be able to stall at this Trick Room, so... Oof. This is really rough. Yeah, I just don't see a way out of this one. I can do this, and then I can do this. Not sure that gets me any ground. Yeah, it's not looking good, guys. I think that was a terrible move on my part. It was, like, because he would have taken so much damage from Water Spout, he might have even been in Extreme Speed range. That was just a really bad move. I'm not thinking clearly at all. I can try and abuse the fact that I can get this Extreme Speed onto the... I can get this Close Combat onto the Dialga unless something bad happens, but... yeah, it's not looking good at all. At all. Fire Punch comes out, probably into Hitmontop. Gonna try and pick up the KO there. Not gonna be enough. Yeah, barely not enough. If Hitmontop had Endeavor, this would be great. Unfortunately, Hitmontop does not have Endeavor, so it's less than ideal. What I could do here is go into Kyogre and go Close Combat and hope that this is a Fire Punch and not a Precipice Blades. But if he just goes Precipice Blades, I'm gonna be in trouble for sure. This is turn 2, so this next turn's turn 3 of Trick Room. Yeah, I just don't see a way out, honestly. Because he probably has Ments in the back, and there's nothing really I can do about that. There's one thing I can do about that, but it's not very good. Actually, no, there's no way I can... There's nothing I can do about that. At all. Yeah, well played Duluth. This is very impressive on his part. He definitely... That's, like... It was risky to leave his Groudon in there, but it ended up working out really well. It's like another classic example of, like... I don't know. A problem I used to have when I was not as good is I would try to make hard reads when they were, like, totally not necessary. And that turn where I went Ice Beam into Groudon was, like, such a bad... Like, it was just... Like, I knew it was a bad move, but I wanted to make the read because it was, like, very high-risk, high-reward play. And that's not consistent in Pokemon. And I think that paid off. That shows, like, why here. Because when I play this team, I try to be pretty... I try to make pretty... Oh, God. Ments? If this is a Fire-type move... If this is a Fire-type move, do I have a chance? If it's P-Blades, I lose. Fire Punch, okay. Crit. So here's the situation. He knows I can Wide Guard Ice Beam incredibly safely. And so I think, okay, this is another situation where Wide Guard Ice Beam is 100% safe, but I'm at such a disadvantage in terms of where I am in positioning that I'm going to have to make, I think I have to make a hard read here in order to win. And so even though I want you to know this move is god-awful, and that I'm banking the entire game on getting this correctly, I'm going for it anyway. I'm calling Groudon into Dialga and Salamence to protect. That is the move that I would like to see from my opponent. Oh, God. I just can't do this correctly, can I? I can't do it correctly. I could have just wide guarded Luke. What are you doing? This is so upsetting. It's like if I just made the obvious move, I would be in such a strong position. Gosh. Wide guard origin pulse would have been so good. Oh, man, that's super upsetting. Maybe I'll freeze. Maybe I gotta pay freeze. Speed. Oh. Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure that he is, I'm pretty sure he's Scarf. No, I'm pretty sure he's not Sash. So I think I actually could go, like... Men's hasn't Mega Evolved. I'm really trying, guys. Like, I'm really trying to put myself back in this one, but I just don't see how it's gonna work. Oh, without him on top, I don't think I can do it. I need a Dark Void miss here. P-Blades comes out, doesn't affect Rayquaza, so I get a free turn there. Rayquaza goes for Swords Dance. With a miss, it's possible, it's doable, but Dark Void is 80% accuracy, so it's just not likely. So, yeah, it comes out, so that's probably the end of it for me, unfortunately. But it was a good run, and I tried my best. I really did try my best. I just made a couple of bad moves. Trick Room is up, which is nice, but not nice enough. Special attack is going to go up. What's going down? Evasion. So not super helpful, unfortunately, for me. Maybe he's wide guard, so we'll just make a read here. Although, yeah, I'll just do this. Ice Beam, and it doesn't matter what I use with Rayquaza, so I'll do that. Wide guard comes out, so... if I'd Mega Evolve this turn, actually, I think I would have a small chance because I would outspeed his Mence next turn, and I can go for a Dragon Ascent. I'm not even sure if Ice Beam picks up the KO here. I think it should. He doesn't have that much health left. So, okay, I didn't get 8-0'd in return, which is nice. But, yeah. Hopefully this is, like, I don't know. Oh, God. Speed? Okay, so he's -2 evasion, but that doesn't really help me that much, unfortunately. Yeah, I can't break this Dialga, so it's like... all this stuff is kind of for naught. Do I protect? Do I call him to protect? I think I'm just going to go for, you know what, I'm done making fancy moves. Mega Evolve, Protect, Mega Evolve, Dragon Ascent. So we'll just go for that. This should pick up, like, the real problem here is that I have no way of getting rid of this Dialga. And if I had it's +1 Rayquaza too, you know, so it's, like, not super strong. Yeah, so, like, is there any situation? No, I don't think so. If I got rid of the Smeargle, if I could take out both of them this turn, maybe, right? Like, maybe I could 2v1 the Dialga with, like, some good calls. But I don't think I can get rid of both of them, unfortunately. So he doesn't protect his Mence, so this is probably a Hyper Voice. He could just go for a Double Edge, but I think Hyper Voice is safer. He goes for a Dark Void, maybe Double Edges here. Hyper Voice comes out, so I'm gonna be not taking taking a bit of damage, and Rayquaza still stays asleep, so that's unfortunate for me, but very fortunate for Luke. Smeargle's Moody comes out, another good turn of Moody. Attack is up this time, and defense is down, so he's back to +1 defense instead of +2. Unfortunately, I don't think Extreme Speed KOs. The only way I see myself having any chance of this is to land another Protect and get an Ice Beam Freeze. I feel my protection this game is almost definitely over unless something completely crazy happens. 109 down to 4. Critical hit on Rayquaza, but I live. So that must have been a low roll critical hit. We'll see if I wake up. Oh, I do wake up. Wait, what is Smeargle doing? Oh, I'm faster in Mega Form. That's super unfortunate. Bad timing to Mega Evolve, so I'll be taking another nap, unfortunately. I will pick up the KO on Mence, so one more KO for Mr. Wolfey, but it's not going to be enough. Too little, too late. And so, unfortunately, I do lose the last set of the US East versus Australia set. Yes. And good games to Luke. That's definitely, like, impressively played. I think the big turn there where I went wrong was the Water Spout. Instead of Water Spout Swords Dance, going for Ice Beam Switch. That was, like, super risky and not practical at all. And, yeah, I don't know. That's just, like, a good example. I think this is a good learning experience game. Like, learning that, like, even if you have a good team and you can play well, like, you can't just do stupid stuff and still expect to win. Yes. So yeah, I don't know. Good game to Luke. That was definitely very impressively played, well managed, keeping his preserving his Dawg really well, being risky with his Groudon paid off enormously well for him and put me at such a big disadvantage. And he probably was. It was probably recoverable even for him because he would have gotten Smeargle in and Trick Room, which might have been the point there. So Dawg comes in here. I'm asleep. I cannot wake up. I have a 0% chance to wake up, and so that'll do it. Go for a Dragon Ascent. And it's a cool team. Gravity plus, Dialga plus Groudon. It's I mean, obviously, I use Dialga Groudon as an archetype. I thought it was really cool. And it's cool to see him doing well with it. So, Spin goes for Dark Void, doesn't do anything. And he's going to end this one with Dragon Pulse. Good games for Luke. Definitely, well played by him. A really, really good set. And, yeah, I think that's going to do it. So, unfortunately, I will lose here. Confirmed. But that's okay. I'm okay losing to Luke. He's a good guy. Good player as well. So, Old El Paso, don't know what that means. I hope that wasn't offensive. Takes the win here, 2-0. And yeah, that finishes that 2-1. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.